ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So this will be my last video for the year of 2017. Excuse me while I cough in your ear. Um, so anyways, I picked a low for my last video for 2017 just due to the fact that I feel that this tank probably, in my own personal opinion, got some well-needed love, and it is now it's a formidable opponent. It's hard to pen if it's hauled down. Just an all-around good tank that World of Tanks gave a little bit of love to, and it really needed it, and paid off in the long run. It's actually a really fun tank to play now. It's worth every penny, in the tank store if you get it. Um, but haul down, you'll be doing good. But you'll see, I make a very couple bad errors of. I didn't mean to ram into this guy. Going haul down at first, and then going after a Tiger too, and I kept coming up over the hill, and he was able just to plug me in the lower plate. But anyways, you can see me heading up here, and I'm like normal by myself as everybody goes up one way, the YOLO train. So I hit help here, and I think the Yoho actually comes. Yeah, the Yoho comes up here with me, and then somebody in a little bit heads down this way. I mean, this cracks me up, just the big YOLO train. But so we got Conqueror in front of us, tier 9, and like you'll see on my, like I was saying with the turret on this, it's hard to pen. This thing, if you can keep it haul down, you can bounce some massive rounds. Hell, I hit one, couple guys from Claws, I think it was. I can't remember which clan, but anyways, the other day I hit one of them. They were in their low. I shot them with my 183, and I did all of 430 some damage to them. I was like, damn. But I go after the weak spot on the T-34, which is really not a weak spot anymore. That Commander's Hatch. I mean, if I would have loaded a premium round, it probably would have went through the Commander's Hatch, but a standard round just it doesn't have enough oomph to go through it. But yeah, for my New Year's resolution, a couple things I'm going to try doing is shooting very few, if any, if I can help it, premium rounds. I'm going to try sticking to standard rounds as much as possible. I want to try getting a mark on as many, well, I won't say all, but as many of my tanks as I can, and just trying, all in all, to make it a much more nice, playable. Yeah, every time I took a shot, this Tiger 2 would just come up here and pop one right in my lower plate. Actually, somebody got me my upper plate there. But just trying to make it a all-around nicer environment for your newer players in general, but your newer players, to get people to want to stick around and play. Every time I would take a shot, that Oho, if he would have, he was pretty low on health, but he could have sat right here, and that Tiger 2 wouldn't have been so apt to pop over and shoot me every time, because he would have been able to put a round in him, and no one wants to get hit with a derp gun on that damn thing, but he didn't. He was kind of hid back here, afraid to get hit, so that Tiger 2 had every chance just to come up over here and do that to me every single time. But every time he'd do it, stupid me, I'm damage, I'm a damage whore, so I just go up here and just do what I could to get any damage I could. FV3805 takes a shot at me and hits me for 80 damage, and there's the Tiger again. But the Yoho did finally come out and put a round in him. Actually, I finished the Tiger 2 off there. Payback's a bitch. I've got 270 health left, but now you can see what's happening is we're getting a little bit of group of people here. We got the T-30, IS-7 was coming down, the Yoho, and myself. So I thought, what I will do is come to this rock and try shooting across this way. Dumb idea. Because you'll see why in a minute. Well, I was trying to get around the T-30, which I couldn't even turn because he was on my side there. So I thought, nothing's lit up on the hill yet. We're going to cut across here. Well, then I go in front of the VK, and then, so the AT-15 shoots me in the keister, and he hits me for 214. But he's got a beautiful shot at me. Of course, I do the same thing. But this is the stupid move I make. Instead of keeping on trying to get over here, I thought, He just shot. I'm going to take a shot at him. So I stop and I aim in and I die. So yeah, the 103B that I warned everybody about that's probably going to sit back there and base camp the whole match. Yep, that's what he was doing, sitting right back there base camping. Which can't really blame him. That's what they're really good for. That's about it, is base camping, because the hydronomadic suspension on those, it's not like you can cruise around and take shots. I mean, you got to stop, hit X. Those things are definitely made for sniping in the back and not moving. But so I ended up getting killed, but I actually was able to get spotting damage on the AT-15. Um, so unfortunately, we were taken out, but we got 1,732 damage. And I didn't want to be in this cluster here. They still had artillery, and Artie can hit those guys just easy cheesy. So that's why I was going to try getting over here. So you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. I could have stayed over there with those guys. Probably got hit by Artie, or popped out to take a shot at one of those guys up there and just got taken out anyway. So, I just figured it was best I try getting across, but didn't work out, unfortunately. But they start capping us. The IS-7 that watches this Bat Chat 12T here puts like 3 or 4 rounds in, and bounces every one of them. We'll go that bing, bing, and a ram and a shoot. I think the Bat Chat was like full of health, and I told the IS-7, I said, nice job, IS-7. He said affirmative. So, that's, you'll hear me talk about it in post-game stats. Taking 2 seconds to type something to somebody, and he was a good player, but it's always nice to tell somebody, nice job, good job, or thanks for the save, or whatever, just a pat on the back. Even if they're a Unicom, Super Unicom player, it's still nice to have somebody say something like that to you. That's what I mean by a more peaceful game, none of this, bashing teammates and, oh, you're a bot just because they're red, and they can't play that well. Oh, you're a bot, uninstall, you're a piece of shit, you don't know how to play. You get so sick of hearing it, it's not even funny. That's what I hope, that maybe in 2018 we get a lot of players that change their basic attitude, how they talk to people, depending on their stats. Because you'll see a lot of people that are, red statted, or even, the orange, which is, one step from the red there. They get kicked around like, I mean, they just get kicked around because people are like, get away from me, you suck, and, the only person that's going to change that is the person that's typing it. So, but at least maybe if you were in the match and you type something like, hey, nice job, at least they'll get a pat on the back. But maybe the pat on the back will be a little nicer than the person being an asshole to them. So, but anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some post-game stats for you. Be right back. Alrighty, here's the results for that match. That was a Mastery Badge Class 3. Got my first mark of excellence on Zillow, and got a Fire 4 effect. Made 107,754 credits, and it's a 5 times experience, so it's 3,259, which really isn't that good. Not very impressive, to be honest with you. It was alright, but could have done a whole lot more damage. The thing with the low is that turret is a bitch to pen. You could see when I was hauled down, they were shooting the turret, couldn't pen it. The only place you can pen this turret is if you get a nice shot on that small commander's hatch back there, and at any kind of distance it's not very easy to hit unless you sit there for a long time aiming in, and then usually he'll put a round in you, maybe 2. My reload's 9.91 seconds, so normally it's 1 round, 1 for 1, and that's basically what the Tiger 2 and I were doing, is just trading 1 shot for 1 shot. He'd shoot me, I'd roll up over and put one into him, and I don't know if the Oho that was I think it was an Oho next to me there. Yeah, I don't know if he was kind of just holding back because I was pulling forward and he didn't want to he almost shot me in the beginning there, an accident. Shot right by my turret because I started moving forward, and I thought he shot me. That's how loud the boom was. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, when you get this thing unhauled down, it's not hard to pen that lower plate at all. Yeah, the Tiger Two's got good penetration with a 234 or something like that. Um, well, let's take a peek. 225. I thought it was, oops. All right, now where's my low? I have that mod on here that turned them all yellow, but now this one just does, turns the color of the tank name yellow. Um, oh where did my low go? Oh where could it be? I'm probably looking right at the, there it is. I'm probably looking right at the damn thing. Um, But anyways, yeah, if you're hauled down, it's a bitch to pen that turret. But I was going up. I was trying to get as much damage as I could. I knew I was getting close to getting my first mark. Um, and to get that mark, what you got to do is you got to maintain a certain amount of damage every match that you have. And I think for the first mark, you want to try getting at least, I think it's 1,500 damage per match. For the second mark, you want to bump that up to closer to like 2,000. For the third mark, you really want to get up closer to maintain like closer to 3,000 per match. It gets pretty tough to get that third mark. But knowing, and it was stupid on my part, those STRVs were sitting back there, and the AT-15 hadn't been spotted. At the end there, I pulled out, and I saw that AT-15. I thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pen him real quick and just kind of scoot across. Well, I stopped, and that thing's got a really fast reload. I think the reload on the AT-15 is like 4 or 5 seconds. It's really quick. And it's a decent gun, too. But, and he had my side because I stopped sideways like a moron. But, so... I didn't even get a shot off at him. I don't think I did spot him originally, which was nice, and I think, 426 spotting damage, so not too bad, but been nicer if I could have got it. I should have just went right across without stopping, but he might have still got me because no one else was going. They were all just kind of bunched up right there in the corner, and they still had artillery, and all that ends up doing is having a whole bunch of people get stunned. So I figured I'd be the one, being that I was kind of low with hit points anyways, and go for it. And ended up costing me my tank. But we hit the Conquer at the beginning there for 351, bounced one of his rounds for 400. The T-34, we hit him 3 times for 885. Knocked out his radio operator, bounced one of his rounds for 400. Tiger 2 hit him twice for 496, finished him off, and knocked out his track, spotted the AT-15, and like I said, he got hit for 426 damage upon me spotting him. Yeah, so we're third, fourth, fifth, sixth in damage with 1732, 1 kill, and a base experience of 876. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, because he was in a tier 10. I'm like, he did 4,000 damage. I got higher experience than him? Yeah, third in experience. Wow. That's crazy how they figure it, but it's an IS-7, and basically, I think he was full health. I don't even think you could pen him. You can pen him in the lower plate, but a lot of people, or sides, rear, or whatever, but a lot of people just don't try flanking it. They just pull right out in front of that big old 130 and just sit there and let them wail on you. We had 8 shots, 8 hits, 6 pens, 1,732 damage. We got hit 8 times, 6 pen, 2 bounced, and 1 was a splash damage from artillery. So we bounced 800 damage, spotted 1, damaged 3, destroyed 1, and damage with our assistance 426. After they resupplied the ammo and everything and fixed the tank, we still made 91,976 credits. So the reason I picked the low, to be honest with you, as the tank I was going to use for my New Year's video, is because I feel that in 2017, of all the buffs, nerfs, fixes, changes they made to tanks, I think the low, and this is my own personal opinion, and you might think, Jeff, tank and trucker, you're an asshole, and you're way out in left field. But in my opinion, I think the low got the best, the most loving that needed it, and they paid attention to what people were saying, and they gave it a couple nice buffs. Gun depression, -10. I think it was -5 or 6 when it started. Then they bumped it up from that to I think like -7 or 8. Still wasn't really good enough. Then they went to 10, which is phenomenal. And plus 38. I can't remember if they messed with the elevation numbers. They might have. They buffed the frontal armor. They buffed the turret. They buffed the front lower plate. if I remember right, they gave it. I think they gave it more hit points. Not much. It was only I think 50 or 100 or something. And I think they give it, if I remember right, some more engine horsepower or something, a better specific power to weight, something. I know they dinked around with it two times where they did a lot of big stuff to it, and I just feel it's like the most improved tank in the game. It's still slow. That's why I call it the slow. But it just it's a lot more of a formidable opponent now with a gun that's got actually very good power. Every round I shot, that's my. These are my going to be my two major New Year's resolutions for World of Tanks. One, to try and mainly shoot standard ammo only, and two, actually I have three. Two, to try and get one mark on every one of the barrels I have, and let me tell you, it's a lot of freaking barrels. Like I said, I own every tank in the game on the tech tree except for artillery, and I think I'm going to buy those. Yeah, geez, it's really a tough decision on getting those back, especially after playing them a couple times the last couple days. They just don't do anything like they used to. Nothing at all like they used to. And it was painful for me to play it before, but now it's even worse. It's just like when you hit an E75 in the side point blank and you do a 300 damage, whereas before you would annihilate it. I mean, it would be gone. It just doesn't do it for me. Artillery has never really done it for me, but now it's even less. I still like playing my leaf blower every once in a while. Just I can actually do more damage in that tier 5 leaf blower artillery than I can in a tier 10. I played my 53-55 yesterday, and because I'm trying to get the artillery missions done, did just a little over 3,100 damage. And I really struggled to get that damage. It just doesn't hit for what it used to. And I can take my leaf blower out, and I can every match get 3,500 to 4,000 damage in that every single time, easily. If I slow down and make my shots actually count, I'm going to be doing about 4,000 damage. But if I rush my shots, don't aim or whatever, or try and get the shots off too quick, I'm still going to do probably about 2,500 damage, 2,000 damage. But it's still a hell of a lot easier to do a damage in that tier 5 than it is to do, get that damage in a tier 10. I mean, I'm glad. I never liked Artie getting, hit with Artie. I just get pissed off, and, so basically shooting standard ammo as much as possible. I'm going to definitely try quitting the first round being and it's kind of a habit, but the reason I do that, and a lot of people they kind of understand and some people don't, the reason I do that is so if I drive out there and I get one shot off and then get just annihilated, wiped out, already hits me, or 183 just wipes me off the map, at least I did one shot of damage, because that premium round is more apt to pen an enemy tank than a standard round. So at least I can say I did one shot of damage before that 183 hit me and took me out. Because it just is, it's, when you look at after action, your after action reviews of a match, and you look at the team score, and you got a Scorpion G with 0 damage, I don't like seeing that, especially if I'm the one doing the shooting. At like the STI, and that thing is pretty sweet now that they got it the HD model. I haven't played it yet, but I'm gonna do that in the 110 also. But at least he did one shot of damage. He may have shot eight times. I'm sorry. He may have shot 8 times and hit 2 targets, but at least he did one shot of damage versus 0. He helped his team at least whittle it down, whatever he hit, so that when that enemy tank comes up against somebody else, at least they're 384 of health is gone already versus being full health. Yeah, it's just that'll be a tough habit to break, so I'll do my best. And it's a tough one. I really do not want to not shoot that first round of premium, just for the fact, like I said, that you get that almost guaranteed damage, at least one shot of damage if something happens and you get wiped out. So that, Marking the barrels. I'm going to try getting a mark on every tank I have, which, you look at the tech tree. Every one of the tanks that's got a check mark, guess what? I got. And, I've got them all. So it's like cha-ching, cha-ching, And I mean, some of them I do have marks of excellence on. Um, I think I probably, and this is just a number I'm throwing out there, I think I've got 13 between tier 8 and 10, 13 tanks that at least have one mark on it. I think I've got 4 tanks that have 2 marks on it, and I've got, I believe, 2 tanks that have 3 marks on it. So I want to try getting at least one mark on every one of my tanks, and it's not going to be easy because I've got a lot of them. But you can see like the mutant here. I've got that one at 76.62, so I'm almost got that a second mark. My M103, wherever that is, I've got that one's 2 marked at 85, so I only need another 10%. I'll have that one 3 marked. It's that last, the third mark's the hardest one to get. T30, 65, getting close to a second mark on that one. So a lot of them I have, up there close to a second mark. And even some of the tanks that I rarely play, like the T49, I don't play that much at all. I've got that at 30%, almost 31. So halfway there almost halfway there for the first mark. Um, like even the new tank that I got, the MX M451, I've already got that at 25%. Shoot, hate it when I do that. Um, I've already got that one at like 5%. So um, that the first mark is not super hard to get. That one you just have to play a lot of matches. Well, like 41 matches. I've already got the T26C5 Patriot to 40%, for almost 41%. Um, but the last thing, and I think this is the most important of all the things I want to do for my New Year's resolution for World of Tanks, is try and make it a more fun environment for the new people joining World of Tanks, because I love the game. I want it to be around for it's been here since 2010, and I want it to be around for another 20 years, 30 years, till I got a foot in the grave, whatever. I enjoy playing it. It's a lot of fun. I really, it's my entertainment. It's my relaxation. It's my fun. I've got a lot of money invested in it for, my account, not just mine, my son's account, and several friends. I bought a lot of tanks for, several friends, and, it's, I just want it to be around for a long time. And the best way to do that is when there's a new player, be nice to them, and it's not rocket science. If I'm a new player and I'm in a tier 4 or tier 5 and that's my biggest tank, and this tier 7 or 8 rams into me and pushes me around and just being an asshole, and then shoots me or blocks me in, or they know I need a top gun, and here I'm a new player and I don't have any, and I need that one last shot to get that, and somebody steals the kill from me. That's gonna make people just not want to come back and play the game. Why would you want to play something that just you get mad, rage quit, uninstall? I'm pretty nice to people. I'd say about 90% of people, unless they do some dick move to me, which I've had happen right off the bat. Match will start. I won't even literally have said anything to anybody. I'll start driving. Somebody will put a round in my ass or, in my side. And I don't know if it's because they see the name and know I make videos, or it's just luck of the draw. I was just in front of the guy and he wanted to be a douchebag. You're always going to have, the bad apple that fell from the tree, that gets out, his rocks off, being a dick to people, pushing them around, flipping them over, shooting them, just whatever, team damage, and they just don't care. That's the type of person that, I hope they uninstall the game. But the new player that's got, 3,000, 4,000 matches, as big as tank as a tier 5, 6, 7, whatever, or a premium tank, those are the people that when after the match you see they did 3,000 damage or got a top gun, or saved the day and they pulled a win out of a loss or something. Those are the people that after a match, or even a new player that did pretty good, you see that their stats are red, and you look in their average damage is 125, and in this match they did 700, in a tier 3 or 4, whatever, let's say. I make specific effort to look at those people and send them a message. As dumb as it may sound, I'll send them a message and say, hey, great job. That was flipping awesome. And I don't care if they've got, Super Unicom stats and they're from G. I'll still send them a message and say, hey, sweet, that was awesome, man. Good job. That was a, great save, or thanks for taking that hit for me, or thanks for coming around the corner and, clipping that guy out. Saved my ass. It's little and as stupid as some people may think that sounds, that might make somebody's day, and then they'll be like, well, shit, why don't I be nice to somebody? And then, it's just one of those um, kind of a catch-22 things. You do nice to somebody, or for somebody you do something and they'll do something for nice for somebody else. Maybe the next match, that guy that pulled out and took a shot for you, somebody pulls out and takes a shot for him. Or, maybe we'll be on the same team in the next match and I'll see he's in a bad situation and I'll pull up and take a hit for him. It's just like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It all boils down to the person behind the keyboard. What kind of person are you? Yeah, it's nice to go from a match and you win and you want to go right to the next one, but you're looking at your after action stats. What's it take to go take 3 minutes to right click on them, send personal message? Hey, dude, great job, man. That was awesome. Especially the new people, because that, give them a little pat on the back, and, that'll go a long way versus, swearing at them, shooting them, ramming them, flipping them over. That's just going to make them not want to come back. And if you like the game and you want it to be around and have more of, that's why they got rid of cross team chat, because it was so acidic. People were like, you're an asshole, you're shooting all premium rounds, you're a dick, why don't you just uninstall, you piece of shit? And I thought, well, that'll get rid of a lot of the crappy chat. Well, after that happened, now it's just your own team versus your own team slamming each other. Yesterday, the match started, I kid you not, it hit the, 2-1-0, go get 'em, or whatever the hell it says. First message out of the guy before any of that, well, he was in an MO1. He types on the game. No one even said anything yet. First message from anybody, from the guy in this MO1, goes, fuck you all. I mean, no one even said anything to the guy. And throughout the whole match, he was being an asshole, telling people they suck. And here he's hiding at the literally base camp and hiding behind a hill with one of the tanks. He was one of the top tanks, hiding back there, just typing all the way, the whole match. You're an asshole. Oh, look at this. He's a camper. Oh, look at this. This guy sucks. And he was doing nothing to help the team. And we ended up, did we win that one? I think we actually did win that one. And after the fact, I looked at his the damage he did, and he's in an auto loader. He was the last one in the, no, actually we did lose that one, I believe. He was the last one in the match, matter of fact. And through that whole time, him typing and just cutting everybody down and telling them what pieces of shit they are and they can't play. I looked at his stats. His stats completely sucked. I mean, and no offense if you have red stats, I'm not saying you're a shitty player. Believe me, we've all been there. But this guy's stats were red. His win rate was like, I think 300, not even that. It was like 250. It was really low. Um, Damage wise for that match in an auto loader, and he was top tier. He did it was just a little over 800. But yeah, he's gonna tell everybody, fuck you at the beginning of the match. Tell them, everybody what pieces of shit they are. And he's watching, the guy that's actually pushing and trying and, taking hits and telling him how he's screwing up and, oh, you're a dipshit and why'd you do that? Well, he sits back there and camps. Those are the people that I wish just would not play. But, you know, I didn't even waste my time sending him a message saying, you're a dirtbag. Why don't you uninstall? Why? Because it's not going to do any good. All that does is, feed his ego that he knows he pissed somebody off, and he's like, ha ha ha, I did my job, you know. But the person that, actually tries and they usually don't do that good and they have a good match, or somebody that's a super unicon that, they have a good match every match, but they saved your butt, or they won the game for you, or, they did 9,000 damage. What's it take to send them a quick message and just say, hey, awesome job, dude. Thanks for saving my butt. That was great. Kudos to you. And, shit, bro, at least you'll come out of it with a friend. Hell, I mean, these guys down here, Tag 23, Cam Chaff, Click Boom, these are all people that Click Boom, I talk to him pretty much daily. Also on my phone, we text each other. We've known each other for years. But like this Cam Chaff and this Tag 23, two new guys I've been talking to. I'll send him a message. Matter of fact, this guy here, Oh, right, yeah, right here, matter of fact. So at 1:16 a.m. We had a match together. I don't know the guy. I just said I sent him a message. Says nice job on the. Oh, he sent me a video. I'm sorry. He sent me a message. He must have known me or something from a video I did. He said nice job on the video. And he said, and I wrote something to him, and he said, did you respond to me? And I said, yeah, blah blah blah. But like this guy here, and also, I was telling him, he did great, good job. This guy right here, I told him this guy is new to win, World of Tanks, new player. After the match, I sent him a message. Says, "Good job." I said we worked well together, and or he sent me a thing that said we worked well together. And he sent me a friend request. I said, "Nice to see you playing in World of Tanks. Glad to have you aboard. Hope to be in a match with you again." I mean, I didn't know this guy. We just happened to be in a match together. He stuck around with me, and we ended up kicking butt and taking names. And now if I see him on World of Tanks, I'll shoot him a message. I can't really run with too many people because my sometimes I can depending on my internet signal. But it's just little things like that. It just put a smile on somebody's face and make them feel better instead of calling them a piece of shit. The people I see that have red win eights or red stats in general, they get kicked around enough that they try and help, and somebody's like, "Oh, you're a dipshit," because if you got XVM, you can see their stats, and if they're red, most of the time, a lot of people just kick them while they're down, treat them like shit. Oh, you're a crappy player. Don't tell me to do that, or get away from me. You're red and you suck, and you know what's that do? I mean, doesn't help them any. Just makes them feel worse, and then they're going to screw up because they're all nervous that you might be sitting there watching them as they play. You know, it's not worth it to be shitty to people. I just found that out a long time ago when I was a kid. But anyways, I hope you guys all have a happy new year. You guys all deserve nothing but the best. Wish the best of luck to every one of you. Um, keep playing World of Tanks. If you see me in a match, say hey, and I'll say hey back. Send me a message. I'm not able to get on as much as I would like, but I try to. I try to make as many videos as I can, and unfortunately, I can't make as many as I used to, but I still try to do what I can. So, anyways, you guys have a very, very happy new year. God bless you, your family, and you're all near and dear to me, and you mean a lot. Especially if you're subscribed to my channel, it means a lot to me. Obviously, that means I did something right to get you to click on the subscribe button. So, hopefully, my channel will keep growing throughout the years, and this tank game will be here for as long as I can. Still move my crippled ass hands. So, anyways, you guys have a happy new year and take care. You guys be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield. And next time I see you, it'll be in 2018.